What we have here today is a view fan. More specifically, a broken view fan. So as you can see, there's kind of a mess of wires hanging out. It's because I opened this thing up and I checked all the connections, and I also removed the capacitor that would have been up there. You can see the hole that it would normally screw into. There's nothing wrong with anything above the upper canopy. I can't find the screw at the moment for right there, so it's just kind of hanging down. Now this is broken for reasons I'm trying to figure out still, because when I first got this came out of my grandmother's hallway about 10 years ago. I think I took it down, and then it still worked, but as view fans are, it was terribly noisy. The bearings were just completely shot, and it made almost two different kinds of like squeaking noises. So I just took it anyway though, because it's kind of like a novel piece, even though it is like a pretty cheap fan. But when I unwreathed it recently, it was completely locked up, like would not even spin anymore. And I was going to do a test demo without adding any kind of like WD-40 or anything to it, but it would actually just not even start on its own. So I oiled it with not WD-40, but something similar to it, and it spins freely now, as you can see. But then it still wouldn't power on, and I didn't even have blades on at this point. It was just the motor. But it turns out if you spun it by hand, then the motor would start on high speed, but it wouldn't be going nearly fast enough. So I was like, okay, that's weird. I put blades on it, even with a push it wouldn't start. So it's like, okay, maybe it's either at this point a capacitor issue, or something's like very wrong internally with it that just can't be fixed. So I took the capacitor out. Nothing looked wrong with it. Let me see, I probably still have it. Yeah, this is the original capacitor right here, as you can see. I don't actually know how to find the rating on these. There's a number somewhere. Oh, and here's the bottom plate with the wire nuts and the screws. So I actually don't have like any other capacitors that match. This one was the only one I really had at handy. Like, I don't have that many fans, and I have even less that have been parted out. So this came off of a Hampton Bay Courtney, I believe, and the wiring is like totally different too. This has only 3 wires coming out of it. This has 4, and the values are also different. So, but I was like, whatever, I'll connect it anyways. And when I first powered it on, it actually like didn't start again, but then with like the tiniest push it started with the blades on, and it was going at like a kind of a low speed. But let me get up here, let me see which one it is. One of these blades, here it is, one of these blades, these are the normal screws. I had to put in this like replacement screw thing because I don't know where it went, but one of these screws was just gone. But this screw wasn't in there at the time that it was spinning, so it started to wobble really bad, so I had to turn it off again. And then after that, it just wouldn't start anymore. So yeah, I don't know what it is anymore. I could try a different capacitor if I come across it. I don't want to just give up just yet, because it is a little neat fan. And as of this video, there's actually one on eBay right now that's selling for $60, I believe, shipping included. So for eBay nowadays, that's not that bad, but it's still a lot more I'd be willing to pay when you can just, like, you know, try and fix it. Also, I didn't notice this until just now. It looks like this blade has kind of split. I don't know how well the camera's going to be able to pick that up. Yeah, there's a bit of a split in the blade, it seems. I guess it should be fine. But yeah, let me see if I can spin this so you can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Thankfully, it seems after oiling it, the screeching sound is gone. There used to be like a pretty bad like squeak or screeching sound, but there's still that like I don't even know what to call that, like a running type of moan, I guess. So it would still probably not be too functional for any actual space because of the noise, but it does move air from when it worked the one time and from spinning it by hand. There's also some like scratches in here if you can see. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say about it. If you have any advice, please give it, and I'll see you next time.